Yeah. Talking about food because he engaged.
Lisa Denae Live starts now, only on Stunner Radio, the heart and soul of the culture.
Flat fee.
This show was sponsored in part by Flat Fee Tax Prep and Services, offering quality tax preparation, serving clients nationwide. For more information, visit www.flatfeecreditandtax.com. And don't forget to mention Stunner Radio sent you.
No, it's just playing on YouTube.
Flatfeecreditandtax.com. And don't forget to mention Stunner Radio sent you.
All right, hey guys, we are here at Stunner Radio, and
happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday. I am really trying to work this iPad. I only feel old when I'm working with technology. Normally I feel young. I feel way younger than my age, but when I'm working with something technical, I just feel so old.
And it'll do it to you.
I never find the buttons. I can't never do it fast enough.
How you work this thing?
Yes, I'm just calling my kids. Show me how to fix this. Okay, so anyway, we are here on Lisa Denae Live. Thank you so much for being with us today, you guys. And we have a very special guest. And we're going to talk to her really quickly in a few minutes. But before we introduce our guest, I wanted to just, mention some things, some current events that's been going on. And first of all, shout out to the city of Houston, here in Houston, Texas, in the United States. Houston, it's not a good shout out for y'all today. I want to say everybody needs to be medicated. Y'all need to get on this CBD. Now to get some cannabis. I don't know what y'all need, but the road rage has gotten out of hand. Like people are shooting each other because they got cut off. People just pulling over trying to throw hands. What is going on? I mean, where's the cert when you need it? I'm just saying. I mean, that's what people drink here. I think we need to distribute it. I think we need to distribute it en masse because people who be sitting there served, they go a little slow.
They do. And normally the city of Houston, we like it slow. I don't know what's really going on, but it is. I do, and I agree. I have seen an increase in road rage, but to me, that just kind of goes back to the microwave society that we have created. People think they're entitled to every single thing, and when somebody challenges that for 5 seconds and they can't handle it and they can't fight, so they're gonna shoot.
It's sad though. It's sad because we had a shooting last week at the aquarium downtown.
Yeah.
Then we had a shooting yesterday at the Galleria. I mean, it's like I done told y'all don't be acting up in these white folks areas. Y'all already know that's gonna make it bad for all of us. Okay, pretty soon it's gonna be a state of emergency. You know how they get.
Yeah.
I don't feel safe. We don't want to hear those words because then we're going to have a curfew. We're going to be on lockdown. They're going to be extra, okay? But at the same time, maybe it's good to act up in their area so they can do something about all y'all acting up. Because y'all know y'all been acting up in the hood and don't nobody care. But you go to acting up in their areas, now it's time for some
Hold on now, Tyrone.
Yes. We need some policies in place here. Even the mayor was speaking out about the violence and the road rage. And I was like, okay, so clearly they care. They just care when it's in their area. So I'm just saying, let's help our fellow man. Let's help each other.
But it's not just us that's doing the road rage either.
Oh, no, I know it's not us. But the point is, it's in these areas. So even if it's our Latinos and our Latino brothers and sisters, they don't much care if it's in your area, okay? But when y'all start spreading to them areas where they like to frequent, it's going to be a problem.
Yeah, but they're the main ones that do it from what I've seen too. Like these people that have these big old trucks that think they own the road. They're the main ones doing the road rage as well.
They do a lot of road rage. That is so true. But I'm just going to speak on, I don't know what's going on with my link on Facebook. I can't watch the show. But anyway, I'm not going to worry about it right now. I just want us to be safe. So when you feel like you can't even go to the mall without somebody start shooting, even though we've already felt that, let's not get it any worse. I'm not feeling it, Houston. Let's get it together. I also want to shout out to our new listeners in Botswana.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes. Thank you guys.
So exciting to have you. We have Nigeria that listens to us, but then we recently gained Botswana.
That's
That's
awesome.
amazing.
Thank you guys so much for listening to us. We really appreciate it.
Yes.
We love the love.
We love you. We love you. And I'm gonna go back and watch the #1 Lady Detective Agency on HBO. If you've never seen it, it was featuring Jill Scott, starring Jill Scott, and it was set in Botswana.
Okay.
And so you go back and watch that, you hear how they greet each other, and it's really cute. I tried to catch on to the words, but the only thing I could remember was no, I can't even remember it. I hear it in my head, but I can't produce it out of my mouth. The way they speak each other, it's really cool. They call each other mom. So I love that. I mean, you know, the women, and we do that sometimes.
Yeah, we do.
But we done got to this sis thing. I'm bad at it too because I don't be remembering names. So I just like, hey sis, what's up, sis? Hey sis. But yeah, that's wonderful to have you guys. Welcome. Thank you so much for sticking with us and joining us and listening to us. You can watch us anytime on stunnerradio.com, or you can go to our YouTube page. We are going to take a quick break, but we'll be right back with our special guest, Julia, aka Jules of Couture Candles by Jules.
Hey, it's your girl Lisa Denae, and I want to tell you about a product that has changed my life. Rain Premium Sanitary Napkins. Rain products are infused with a Nobel Prize-winning material called graphene. It's the graphene strip that provides the various health benefits that can improve your quality of life during that time of the month. Listen, I've been very loyal to a certain brand of feminine products, but I've never experienced the results I get with Rain products. The difference is in the graphene strip. Using Rain products has totally eliminated the painful cramps I experience, and it can also help balance your body's pH, eliminate harmful bacteria, and help fight fatigue. Graphene moves heat away from your core to keep you cool and comfortable. Ladies, it's time to upgrade your feminine care with products that not only offer protection, but also improve your health and wellness. Place your order today and receive your premium sanitary napkins delivered directly to your door. Visit www.drfcare.com to make your purchase today. And don't forget to mention that your girl Lisa Denae and Stunner Radio sent you.
All right, we are back with our very special guest. Now, Julia, I cannot pronounce your last name. I ain't even gonna do you like that. So I'm just gonna say welcome and introduce our audience to yourself. Just tell me your name, who you are, what you do.
Okay. Hello, everybody. My name is Julia M. Ponce Gilder. And so I know that's a long last name. Our family's from Ghana. And that's where the M. Ponce comes from. A little bit about myself. I've been an educator in Houston ISD for 20 years. I started my candle business probably around 2008 with my husband. And that's when we first got started. And then we kind of drifted off of it. Life happened, kids, and so forth. And I started back in 2019 just by myself with the brand and trying to get it started again because I love candles, and I wanted to make something unique to what I liked instead of having to pick from the stores.
Right.
And so that's basically how I got started in that business.
That's cool. So was your husband into it, or is it something you dragged him into?
So, no, he actually loves candles too. So it's funny how it got started was he had a friend back then who was married to a lady whose mom made candles in her kitchen, but she didn't sell them.
Oh, wow.
And so we went over for dinner one night, and she was showing us how to do it. And so she was like, and y'all can, sell them, do what you want. And so that's how it all got started, because I was telling her how much we love candles and so forth. So that's really how it got started. And it took off, but that was before like all the social media, and by that time you had to do word of mouth. Oh, hey, they're selling candles, So it was, but it sold a lot, and everyone loves candles. You'd be surprised. Everyone loves candles.
I know I love candles. But one of the frustrating things for me when you buy a candle is it smells so good in a jar, and then you burn it, you don't smell anything.
So
what makes that
I'll tell you why. So I won't name certain companies, but what they do is they'll fill the jar with the wax at the bottom with no scent, right? Halfway through, and then at the top they'll put the fragrance in with another pour. And so once you get it and you smell it, it's like, oh, it's great. And then once you get home and you start burning it, once it gets down to that level, that scent is gone.
See,
Maybe it's cheaper to
Wow.
make it that way.
Yeah.
Right. And so that's the commercial way to do the
Oh,
candle. So if you ever
wow.
get a candle like that, you know why.
And that is so
Mhm.
frustrating because,
Yeah.
you know, I like to burn mine all the way down.
Yeah. But
Yes.
see, you gotta be careful with that too, because you know, you're supposed to just burn it for about 3 or 4 hours. So I know we're all guilty, you know, with that, but you know, with the candle safety, yeah. But
That's
2 to
just
3
like the
hours.
bag of chips that with all the air.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's just like that. Any way they can give us less quality.
So that they can produce more.
Yes.
Yes.
And I know that you're right about that because, you know, when you get a candle, and I'm going to tell you, Walgreens is the worst because they have these candles on sale all the time.
Uh-huh.
Like 2 for $10, 2 for $20. Like, ooh, smells so good. Burn it for an hour, then you don't smell nothing else.
Nothing.
You're like, what is going on? So
Nothing.
I'm glad to know because
Yeah,
I thought it was just
definitely.
me, and I'm like, why is it that I can smell it here, but then I can't smell it when I burn it?
Yeah.
But then I also know a particular brand that I love that we talked about before the show.
Mhm.
They smell good all the way through.
And so yeah, and so those were the, you know, and with your homemade candles and things like that, that's what we're taught to do. You know, put it all the way through. I like to triple scent mine because I like them strong.
Yes.
So with mine,
Yes.
you don't even have to burn them long because your whole house
Oh, that's what
will
I
be lit
want.
up, and that's what I, you know, and that, you know, was a problem. You buy the candle, you don't smell. So I'm gonna make my own candle and see how that's gonna work for me. So just burn it. I think mine probably 20 minutes, your whole house.
Oh,
And
yes.
just let it, and that makes it last longer too, because
Yeah.
you're not burning it all the way down. You don't have to, because
Right.
that scent will linger for a long time.
Right, even though I just like the flame. I like the flame just relaxes me. Yes. That's why I love fireplaces. Any type of fire, the flame just really does something for me. So I'm gonna always burn mine to the bone, you know, burn it all the way to the bottom. But so tell us about your organization, the Black Candle Makers.
Yes. So I started, it was on Instagram, and this was probably around 2020, maybe the end of, the beginning of 2020. I started noticing a lot of Black candle makers, and I wanted to shout them out. So I was like, oh, let me shout them out, because I thought that was just so interesting, because the industry alone, you don't really find a lot of Black candle makers. So I thought. And so I know with the pandemic, a lot of people went towards trying to make candles and so forth. So I would just shout them out, because there's all types of candles. You have food candles, and people are so creative. So it's not just your simple pour in the jar. You can make shapes, and there's just all kind of creative things. They do strawberries that you can put in that they call embeds. There's some candles where you can put jewelry or jewels in them.
Right.
Right.
I've seen
And
those.
they're at the bottom, and you burn it down, and you have this beautiful jewel. I mean, there's so many creative things. And so I wanted to kind of broadcast that. And then someone was like, why don't you put it on Facebook? Because we don't have Instagram. So I was like, okay, I'll just do a group. Started it last August. And I think we probably started one of the ladies that joined. I was like, can you help me with the group? Because I know it's going to be a lot going on. So I think it was August. We probably started with maybe 150. We're now up to 7,000 members.
Oh wow.
And we haven't even hit a year yet.
Wow, that is huge.
So
That's awesome.
named it the Black Candle Makers Club, BCMC.
Okay.
And I love it because it features all of our Black candle makers. We share tips, ideas. I have different vendors that come on the show, especially like our Candle Science and different companies. I had the National Candle Association come on and talk about candle safety and so forth. So it's all type of different things that we do. We shout out in the group as well, different members and platforms and things that they do. So it's a great platform.
That
for
is
Black
great.
candle makers.
And
Yeah.
congratulations on that.
Thank
because
you.
clearly you saw a gap that needed to be filled and you filled it. And
Yes.
then that's what I love when we do that kind of thing. Because
Yes.
that's always tied to our purpose somehow.
Mhm.
So I wanted to ask you, with so many people making candles, and what are some don'ts when it comes to buying homemade candles or candles that are not made commercially, just in from a small business? What are some things to look for that you don't want to buy this candle?
Okay, so that's interesting. There's probably a couple. So you want to stay away from. You want to make sure the wick. So the size of your jar. You want to make sure if it's a smaller one, you shouldn't have too many wicks because they heat. If it's overheated, that can cause an explosion. Right.
Wow.
And then another thing, like I said, with the time that you burn the candle. Also with our candle makers, there's a formula. You don't want to put too much candle, even though you want your candle to be highly fragrant. If you put too much candle oil in the wax, that can cause a fire as well. So you got to be very careful with the percentage that you put in.
Wow.
So you want to measure. And then there's all kind of different waxes now. You have paraffin wax. There's soy wax that was new. People use beeswax, which tends to be a lot more money because of the way that it's made. Now you have coconut wax that you can use, but there's all kind of formulas that you want to use. And then the type of wax you use with the oil, it blends differently as well. And so you can have like soy wax. Sometimes you have to use a little more fragrance because it doesn't hold the scent as much as paraffin wax and so forth. So those are some things you want to be careful with, making sure you're using the right wicks, because people don't know. It's a lot of work with candles because you have to make sure that the wicks you use go with the wax that you have. Is it going to burn evenly and so forth? So there's some, and then the jars as well. Because people think that the thicker the glass that it'll hold, but you have to be careful with the vessels that you use as well, because they can burst as well. Yes.
That would be messy.
Oh yeah.
And like
dangerous. Very
because that
dangerous.
would like just.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
So,
I wondered about that because I had bought a candle from a lady that made candles, and she had a wood wick.
yes,
And that
the
thing
wood
only
wick.
burned once. And I kept trying to get it to start burning again. So I cut the wick and I started burning it. But it just never burned right after that. And I was like, what is the problem with this
Yeah,
candle?
so it
I
might
whole
have been,
candle, I can't really
and you
burn.
have to test. So with the home, you have to test. So you don't just make it and sell it. The key is to make a couple of them, watch how they burn all the way through, do burn test and all kind of things, and just to see, because you'll get a candle and you don't want to do that. You get your customers and then all of a sudden your candle's not performing the way it needs to be. Now you lost a whole lot of customers because you didn't test out your candle.
Yeah, and I have bought candles with the wooden wick before. So that part wasn't new, but I don't know what was wrong with this wick.
Yeah.
It just wouldn't burn.
And it may have been that wick was not good for that wax.
For the wax. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So to me, soy candles burn cleaner. Is that true?
So that's another myth, right? And so people say that, your paraffin wax has chemicals in it. It's not true because they all go through the same process of cleaning. And so people think, the soy wax is the organic kind, but it's not necessarily true. It just depends on what you're putting into your candle.
I got it. Okay.
So if you're using a certain type of oil, of course, the oil you put in color, people, use color. That can cause a lot of clogging of your wicks and so forth. So those are the type of things that can emit different types of gases and things like that. But it is a myth that, and the Candle Association will tell you that there's a myth with the different types of waxes and which one's better than
I think
the
the smoke smells different to me. The smoke from a soy candle smells different from a
paraffin. And it depends on your wick. And so with your wooden wick, they say that it's supposed to burn a lot cleaner, but that's not necessarily true either, because it just depends on the type of wick you use.
Right.
There's so many different kinds. There's cotton wicks, there's the zinc core wicks. And so a lot of those, the way you burn them, sometimes they'll leave that mushroom. If you've ever seen the little mushroom,
yes, I can't stand
those. So, it depends on the wick.
That's the only concern I have with the one bread that I mentioned to you before. That's the only concern is that mushroom form.
Yeah, so it depends on the wick that you use. Because if you use a different type of wick, which may cost a little more, but it burns a lot cleaner. And so, but you always have to trim your wick every time you use it as well, because you don't want that.
Y'all, I'm learning so much.
Because that black smoke is annoying.
And that's from not trimming your wicks properly, or it could be the type of wick you're using and so forth.
Okay, that's really good.
Yes.
Well, I have a question.
Yes.
You said trimming the wick. I don't do that. I'm sorry.
Me neither. That's why I'm like, I'm
Right
And you
now.
want to trim
I
your
do
wicks
trim mine
because
every
it makes your candle
It
last
burns
longer.
cleaner, too.
And yeah, you won't see that black smoke
Okay.
as much. So you want to
And
trim
you
them.
won't hit a crackling, right?
Exactly. Because you know that black smoke can get on your walls.
Yes.
I mean, it can be
Oh,
like
it sure does.
so you want to trim them to make it cleaner when it burns, and it'll last longer too for your candle.
Okay. So how often should we?
Every
Each
time,
use.
every time
Every time.
you use it, just cut the wick before
Yeah,
you burn.
I do that only because I don't like the black part at the top.
Yes.
Because when you relight it, it does
It,
have a
it has
smell
it
to it.
exactly.
And I don't like that smell, so
And
I
so
always
just
try
burn
mine.
the little black all the way down, at least a 1/4 inch, where that black part is gone, and you're good.
Okay, well, this is very good and informative, and it also has cemented my decision to not make candles. Because at first I was like, oh, I'm gonna have fun, I'm gonna make candles, but now I'm just gonna pay for the ones I want. It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot.
When you
It
break it
is.
down, I'm like, nah.
But it's fun. It's fun, but it is a lot of work because you have to, you have to test to make sure,
I would do it for fun. Yes, I would definitely do it for fun.
Mhm.
But as far as the business, I'm not. You convinced me, thank you. Because I was like, I'm gonna do my candles. Nah, girl, I ain't gonna be able to do it. You gotta draw a line. So, so that's not gonna work. But I think that a lot of times that is a point that I want to make. People look at a business and be like, I think I can do that.
Yeah.
And then when you get into it, you're like, oh.
Like, what have I got myself
Yes,
into?
yes.
Even the supplies are expensive, especially now that everyone's gotten into the candle business.
Yes.
Oh God, it's like just shipping could be $20 to $25,
Wow.
and it doesn't matter what it is, And then buying the wax
Yeah.
now. I mean, those boxes are heavy, so it's like a box of wax could cost you $100 to $120, and that's not with shipping. And so,
So what is the origin of wax?
the origin, like where?
How's wax made? Besides beeswax,
So
soy
it's
wax.
through the process. So they'll get like the soy, like with the soy waxes through the soybeans. They're cleaned, and then there's portions of it that they take out to use for the wax.
Okay.
Paraffin, I think, is from. It's supposed to be the clean part of the petroleum oil, and that's where that myth comes from, because people are in their mind, oh, it's petroleum. That means it's dirty, but it's a portion is the process that it goes through to clean that wax.
Okay.
Same with the coconut wax, comes from the coconut oils and so forth.
I see.
Mhm.
Okay. So I'm just trying to figure out if we can get some black suppliers of this wax. Y'all figure this out, but I'm just saying. Let's get some suppliers, because if we're all making candles, then we need to.
That
make
would
some
be,
black
we
people.
have a few in the Black Candle Makers Club. There are a few of us in there that do are trying to start up that supply. It's hard
Yeah.
because you don't have the same connections,
Right.
and you don't have it's a lot of money, like just to buy a whole lot of wax at a wholesale price. And so that's why they're always like, well, why are y'all's candles so much money? But I can go to Bath and Body Works and get it for $10.99. Well, we don't have the same ways of getting all of these mass-produced wax.
Right.
We have to buy ours, slowly. And so,
That's
of
a
course,
very
it's going
good
to cost a lot for us. And again, with that process, we're doing it all the way through. It's handmade, homemade. We're at home. We're stirring. We don't have a machine doing
Right.
anything for us. So things are, they cost a little more.
Right.
on that
Right.
end. Mhm.
Yeah, that's a good point you raised, because I think that happens with a lot of people, especially with black beauty supply,
Yes.
black everything, because
Yes.
these people been in this industry for years.
So they can get that
And they have
wholesale price,
sold up.
exactly,
Yes.
where we can't get that same wholesale
Right.
price. So
We gotta
it's
start
different.
somewhere.
Exactly.
And that's why I encourage people to support black business, because we have to start somewhere.
Exactly.
Right.
But if you just don't support us, we end up grand opening, grand closing.
Yes.
So I would hope that we will learn to support each other, even if the price is a little higher, because we try to build something. It took black people a long time to get into several industries.
Yeah.
So these are just, a few examples. I don't know if we have any black car makers. I don't know if we have any black manufacturers of wax, not just wholesalers buying it from a manufacturer. I think that's where our power lies, is how we can manufacture our own things.
Yeah.
And so until we get
That
there,
would be wonderful.
yeah, I think that should be a goal for for anybody in business, how can I make my own
Mhm.
from the very beginning?
Yes.
Absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
so if we do happen to have a black candle maker or a black manufacturer of wax and supplies, I know that Julia is going to be the person to tell us
Yes.
who they are.
I
Well,
would
she might
love
be the
that.
person. But so let's give us how we can follow the Black Candle Makers Club.
Yes,
and
that's
support it.
Mhm. So on Instagram, it's Black Candle Makers Club, and then also on Facebook, same thing, the Black Candle Makers Club. Not the, but Black Candle Makers Club.
Okay.
Mhm.
So you guys go follow, go be a part of that. I'm sure you can find some unique candle makers, and you can definitely, every time you want to buy something, you want to buy black. I feel like you should have all these resources saved to your phone,
Yes.
so that you can just at a moment's notice, let me buy some candles from somebody. Let me,
Yes.
let me buy some hair. Let me do some lashes or whatever. And that's going to help us all. So tell us also how we can buy your products.
Sure.
And
So
support
mine on Instagram is Jules Couture Candles. So that's JEWELZ, and then Couture COUTURE, and then Candles has the Z at the end instead of the S.
Okay.
And same name on Facebook as well.
Perfect. So now I want to ask you, what are your favorites of your own line, your own brand? What are your favorite scents?
I love them all. But if I had to choose, the way I named my candles were actually after like different countries, and especially black countries. So I have Ghana Gold, which is like it's like a lemon vanilla flavor, and that's a top seller. We have a turquoise twist, which is like a kind of like a pineapple tropical.
That's
and I
nice.
should have brought y'all
I think I
some.
would like that.
Yes. Royal Sapphire is my favorite one because that one it's a royal blue color, but the scent is like a fresh cotton.
I love that.
Like it's just I can't even explain
clean.
it, but it's just it's clean, but it's like a pick you up type of scent. So that I love that one as well.
But
I have one for every lover. If you like vanilla, I'm not a vanilla person. I don't know why, but I'm not. But people love vanilla, so I was like, okay, I gotta at least make one. So I have it's called I'm drawing a blank, but it's got like coconut, vanilla. It's a creamy. It's like a rich creamy. What's another favorite?
I like lavender. Do you have a
I
lavender?
don't have lavender, but I do have one. It's like a aromatherapy type candle. So it has a hint of lavender in it, but it's mostly has like eucalyptus, and so it's good for like spa type days, or if you're in the tub and you want to burn it. It's so I do have that. I have one called Onyx Oasis that actually the women love. I made it because it's it's kind of like a man fragrance. It smells like cologne.
Oh, I
Look
like
at this
those.
The women love it. Oh,
I
my
love
God,
men
it smells
scents.
out. Yeah. It's so yeah, I think those are my favorites.
So this is my breakdown of candle scents. I always put food flavor, whether it be apple pie, caramel, vanilla, all that burns in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Because I want people to, when they come in the kitchen, feel like, I
What are you baking?
yes, I smell good in here. Even though ain't nothing else.
Nothing.
But at least you could feel like something. But I love that smell in the kitchen because even if I don't feel like cooking, it make me feel, let me throw something together.
It's Coco
Yeah.
Morocco.
Coco Morocco.
So
I'm going to write that down. I need that.
Okay.
And then in my bathrooms, I like fresh, strong scents.
So Royal Sapphire.
I like them strong
That
because, everybody don't spray.
I encourage
And
everyone.
I got a house full of boys. They don't.
Oh man, and they don't
It don't
care.
smell that bad to me.
Yeah.
Of course, it don't smell bad to you.
Yeah, they don't care at
So
all.
in my bathrooms, I like it to always smell good and strong. And then in my bedroom, that's why I do like masculine scents.
Okay.
In my bedroom, even though ain't no man in there right now, the smell of it is just puts me in a great mood. And, because it reminds me of the last man I met. Just the presence of a man. It feels good. I love the masculine scent in my bedroom. Or if I'm in a mood now, I don't want to be thinking about no man, smelling no fragrance of a man, none of that, because I get those moods too. I like clean scents, like the fresh cotton, the clean
Yeah,
linen,
yeah.
all that. I just
And I
like
love
that in my room.
florals too. So a popular floral we have is Emerald Empress.
Ooh,
that
just
sounds
like
regal.
you right now. Emerald Empress.
And it's green.
Uh-huh. Sound like her.
And it's beautiful, yeah.
So I don't really like floral scents. I think because I grew up and I hung around my grandmother so much, she always smelled like rose water or some kind of floral. She'd always burn it. Oh, it just remind me of old lady. So anytime I smell floral, I'd be like, I ain't ready yet. I ain't ready yet.
It's like red diamonds to you.
Yes.
White diamonds. Yeah, like white diamonds.
Girl, I don't mention white diamonds. That used to be my jam though. I ain't gonna mention white diamonds. But anyway, it's been such a pleasure to meet you and to learn about your business and everything that you're doing. I just love people who take the initiative to make something that clearly needs to be made, you know, and don't say, oh, somebody should make a black candle maker. Just do it,
Just do
you know,
it.
and then the people will come.
Yeah, because it was a surprise that I was like, wow, this is amazing. Yes.
So I want to talk real quickly for people who are in business. I want you to kind of tell us the importance of belonging to something like that. Because some people feel like, oh, I don't need people trying to find out my secrets or learn my suppliers or steal my customers. We always look at the negative sometimes. So tell us some positives about being a part of it.
That's interesting because even in that group, you know, you have people that are like, well, what if they try to steal my idea? And I tell them we have millions and billions of candles in the world. Like there's so many different candles. There's no way everyone in here could sell a product to somebody different and make money.
Absolutely,
there's
the same product.
There's
Absolutely.
no money to
Absolutely.
eat off. I mean, so to me in the group, it's all about sharing and lifting and hey, why don't you do it this way and giving ideas and tips. So to me, it's like a family, you know. And it's funny because we call each other cousins in the family. Hey, Campbell cousin or Chandler. So I mean, to me, sharing, it just gives you a knowledge of wealth because you don't know where you'll get blessed, and you're blessing someone else when you're sharing.
Right.
And so to me, that's what I tell them in the group. No, this is a positive group. We're here to give ideas, to share. And if you need something, we're here for you. And I think that's a blessing in itself.
I do too. I think it's really good that you started that because one thing that we as Black people lack in so many areas is unity.
Yes.
For whatever reason, we can't seem to come together and stay together and support each other. So any small change we can make in any part of our community, it helps.
Yes.
So I just want to applaud you and thank you for everything that you're doing because I think candles make the world a better place.
They do.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I think they do.
I love
Make the
smoking.
world go around.
Yeah, because for one, like it sets the mood.
Yes.
You know, it sets the mood. Not only does the fragrance smell good, just looking at it is calming. And you know, if you light a candle, especially in the presence of God, or if you're praying, or you feel like your ancestors is in your midst, there's something about the lighting of a candle that is, I feel like it's have a spiritual aspect to it. So that's why I think it's peace, makes the space peaceful.
Yes.
And then when you're with the person that you love or lusting after, that candlelight make them look even better.
Right?
You know, they sitting across from the candle and the glow of the candle.
And you can just hear Alicia Keys, the fire we make.
Yes. They just look better. You say, oh, don't sit by that candle, boy.
With the wood wicks, because it has that crackling sound.
I do like the crackle of
You know,
the
that's
wood
what people love, that crackling sound. So yeah.
It's soothing and it's calming as well. So I want to thank you so much for being here. I want to encourage everybody that's listening to please follow her. Go follow her on Facebook and Instagram, Black Candle Makers Club and Jules Couture Candles. Again, thank you so much for being with us. Any last words you want to leave with our listeners before we go to a break?
Just like you said in the beginning, Houston, please be safe out there. I mean, there's no rush, not going anywhere. Take your time. We want everybody to be alive.
Right.
And so I think that's the main thing. that we need to be very, and be safe, please, because COVID is real. COVID is alive and real.
Oh, yes, I wanted to ask you
Please.
about your experience with COVID.
Yes. So for those that don't know, I had I don't know how I got it because I was at home, I was safe, didn't go anywhere, but I got it in March. Was in the hospital for 2 months almost, out in and out, breathing machine, oxygen, all of that. So I almost died, and I got vaccinated. I went, got clear. The doctor said I'm healthier than I've ever been now, but people are still out here thinking COVID is not real, and it is. And so you've got to be careful. There's new strands out here. People are still not wanting to be vaccinated, and so I from experience, because I think I was in the beginning, I was like, we're not gonna, I can't get it, nobody, But when you start having people around you that have gotten it and you've experienced it, it's definitely something you want to be very cautious and careful about.
What do you think about those who have been vaccinated and are still getting COVID?
Well,
Because they were saying that it was a 5%.
yeah.
But I don't. It's
And
looking
I
a
think
little
it
higher
just
than that.
depends.
'Cause-
Yeah, and it depends on which one. Because I know, like with the Johnson & Johnson, people were saying, it's only 65% and so forth. And the basketball players, when you look into when they got it again, most of them had gotten that particular vaccine. So I'm not sure. I know that, and it's never 100%. But I think with getting it, it'll prevent you from going down the path that people got before, where they were just dying in hospitals and so forth. So, of course you can get it again, but it's not gonna, your result is not gonna be as worse as before.
Right. And that's what a lot of people are saying. And well, that's what I read the fact sheet.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the fact sheet says. But I
Yeah.
think that some people are not being advised of that. I have a friend and she has lupus and she was recently vaccinated with her first dose and was not told that she could still get COVID. And she shouldn't have gotten vaccinated because she already has a compromised immune system. And it does lower your immune system when you're vaccinated. So I just, because I'm asking everybody, every single person that was vaccinated, was that told to them? Because we have people out here thinking that they're completely safe because they're vaccinated and they weren't told.
Yeah, because even with me getting COVID, they say that you've got the antibodies, and so my doctor was like, "Oh, you can wait like 90 to 120 days. You don't have to worry about it." And I was like, "Oh yeah, nope." I was like, "I'm getting vaccinated. If I got the antibodies, then that's even better." But But I was told, yeah, you can get it again with each one. The percentage is different with each one, but it's not. That doesn't mean you can't catch it again.
Right.
So,
wow, that's crazy.
It's scary.
Yeah.
It's really
It
scary,
is.
especially with this Delta variant.
Mhm.
And then I heard there's another one called Delta Plus.
Yeah.
What?
And now look at
It's
it.
a lot.
And then the monkeypox.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you
See, I don't
serious?
know about that.
Well, so the CDC is investigating that,
Yeah.
right? Because there's a traveler from Nigeria that was found in Dallas to have monkeypox.
And why is it called the monkeypox?
I don't know.
Where
I
did they
think-
come up with
I
that
don't
name?
know.
I think that, to me, I'm almost wondering if they just want us to be scared. Like every
Well, of
thing
course.
they mention,
Oh, of course.
and
The murder
it's never
hornets
good.
that never showed up.
Right.
Yeah, it's a definitely a fear tactic. That's why, I'm not going to say that COVID is not real. It absolutely is, and it's dangerous and it's out there. But they absolutely created a massive hysteria with it when they brought it out. And they don't talk about it no more.
Well, I guess for me, it's like I wanna be safe. So, like your friend with lupus, you have to weigh your options.
Right.
Maybe it was too risky to take the vaccine,
But they didn't tell her anything
or
until
maybe
after.
it's a risk either way.
Yeah.
You risk getting it, or you risk taking the vaccine and making yourself sick. So I think people need to look at it on a case by case, individual basis. For me, because of my history of blood clots, I'm very leery of getting it.
Right.
When I start hearing that being a side effect,
Yeah.
it
But they
worries
ask
me.
you that. They ask you though. That's what I'm saying. Like, I guess maybe it depends on where you're going. I filled out a whole fact sheet. I answered a whole bunch of questions, and that's one of them. The blood thinners and all of that.
They're not as thorough.
See, I'm supposed to be on blood thinners, and I'm not because I just don't like the hassle of it. but I watch my diet and my lifestyle and all of that, and I'm always, getting checked to make sure I don't have any blood clots. But like your experience, my experience with the pulmonary embolism, which is like a blood clot in your lungs, made me just not ever want to have that
gosh.
again. I
In your
didn't ever want to
lungs?
experience that again. Yeah, I was critical. I was in ICU
Yes.
for like 2 weeks because by the time they caught it, I was on borrowed time.
Oh
Like,
my
I was
gosh.
literally in ICU with blood thinners going through my veins and orally. I had blood thinners to up the hilt because the blood clot was on its way to my heart.
Oh,
And it was
wow.
like, if we don't dissolve this, you need to start letting your family know, like, there's no guarantee it's going to be dissolved. So after an experience like that, I'm kind of like,
Yeah.
I don't want to take no chances.
Right.
Yeah,
Another blood
that's
clot.
what, yeah, that's what, yeah.
So that's why I feel like people have to weigh their options, and then people shouldn't be so judgy because you don't know why a person wants to
Didn't
or don't
didn't
want to.
Right.
Exactly.
We
That's
all
true.
have our reasons.
Mhm.
So I think people shouldn't be so judgy about it because, of course, I want everybody to be well and safe, but it may not be safe for me to take the vaccine.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that, we should just continue with social distancing to a degree
Yes.
and be smart. I'm still not ready to go in big crowds. I see people doing, I'm not
You're like
ready.
me.
I'm not
I
ready.
get paranoid.
I can do a medium crowd, but these big
crowd.
crowds,
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
ready for that yet.
Yeah.
It's just, I never liked it before the pandemic.
Yeah.
I just don't like that many people crowded in. Have you ever been to an event where you could barely take 2 steps?
Yeah. And it's
I
don't like that.
Something breaks out, it's
Yeah.
like you're gonna get crammed. I'm like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I don't like that.
Yeah.
And I think whether you get vaccinated or not, just keep being safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep being safe out there, you guys, because, it's always going to be something.
Yeah.
If it ain't a mass shooting, it's doggone monkeypox. So let's just be safe, use common sense. And then this is the biggest thing that I feel like we have as Black people. I don't care how y'all feel about it, non-Black people who's listening. I don't care how you feel about it because I'm a Black person, so I can speak on this from experience. We are very spiritual people. So what I will always suggest to everybody, follow that voice that you hear. It ain't no overbearing. Take the vaccine, take the vaccine, take the vaccine. No, it's not that. It's just a small voice that will come to you every now and then and lead you and guide you in what you need to do. And we need to learn how to experience and follow that.
Yeah.
And I feel like we can't go wrong if we do that. But that's going to lead to a whole nother long show. And the reasons why we don't do that. But I just want to encourage everybody, when you don't know what else to do, follow that good spirit or that good voice that you hear. And like I said, it's not going to be overbearing. Eat that cookie, eat that cookie, eat that cookie. Oh, no, that ain't the right voice. Anytime you hear a message 2 or 3 times, that's not the right voice. The right voice is boom, one time.
One time.
You listen or you don't. I learned that the hard way several times. I remember being in the parking lot in Kroger. Your phone is in the car. And I was like, no, it ain't. My phone, I put my phone in my purse. Drove off. Where's my
I've done
phone?
that before.
Oh, Lord, and I heard my ear and the phone was in the car. And I didn't pay no attention to my mean. It's small. It's not low. Get your phone! Your phone in the car! You forgot it! No, it's a boom. Just a small, like, look at the car. Or
You're
lock
right.
your
You're
door.
so right.
Or strap your baby in. Or it's just a small. And I think we get back into the habit of hearing that. We're going to be all right, no matter what. You hear people I've heard people who've been on their way to an event and decided they wasn't going to go. And the whole event, was a massacre or a terrible tragedy. And then they don't even know why. Yeah, just get that feeling. So
That's happened to me.
Yeah.
me too, lots of times, but
It wasn't a tragedy, but it was what I said it was, and I was told that it wasn't. And when I saw the next day what it was, I was like, glad I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's happened to me before with dudes.
Yeah.
That you get that feeling like, this ain't the one. Don't
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
Like, he look like he the one.
Stay away from the light.
Yes.
Right. If you don't listen, you find out why. The person's trying to tell you. He ain't it. Again, thank you so much for being here. We are going to talk about a few more topics before we end the show, but let's take a quick break and we'll be right back.
Are you looking for ways to take your business to the next level? Well, Houston, we have a solution. The Boss Up Bootcamp is here to help you level up. Join Lisa, the Boss Lady, and her amazing roster of speakers that will give you the inside scoop on turning your side hustle into multiple streams of income. This is your year to level up, but don't delay. Register now before it's sold out. Visit www.lisathebosslady.com to register for this event and for more information. That's Lisa, LYSA, THA, Remember, you got to be in it to win it. So register today and don't forget to mention Stunner Radio sent you.
Are we back? And we're back. I just want to say, oh baby, y'all can jump in. Got what I need. But you say he's just a friend. Hey, you say he's just a friend. Oh baby, you. I want to say, that is a great song. We all heard of the death of Biz Markie. It's kind of hurtful when you see somebody you grew up on.
So it's real?
Die so young. It's real this time.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's real this time. He was 57 years old. He was actually my birthday twin. He was born on April 8th as me. So I say he's a legendary Aries. And I throw that out there because it's going to be my new brand. I just need y'all to understand. For all the legendary Aries, I got something for y'all. But he is one. He was a legendary Aries and just an all-around good person. When so many people speak well of you, you must have been a good person. Right. And not just RIP. When people got long stories about you. And I think that's what we all should want. We should all want people to feel, not just avoid, but feel happy that they met us.
Yes.
And when you go on social media, that's all you see is stories of happiness and things that he brought joy to, and he was a good person and people who knew him. So, if you got to leave, you want to leave like that. That's my opinion. I also wanted to speak briefly on the fact that Jamaica is seeking billions of dollars in reparations, y'all. Now, y'all know I am the queen of reparations. I believe in reparations, baby. So when y'all start doing Senate testimonies, holler at your girl, because I'm there, okay? I got my research. I got all my points. I got a payment plan y'all can put together for us. I mean, you understand? It's economical. I can make it work. But we need to be compensated for the atrocities that took place on our ancestors. We need that. So I love the fact that Jamaica is stepping up. Now they are asking Britain. They're asking Britain for billions of dollars, and they are demanding restitution for what Britain did, but for what Britain, Spain, and America did to Africans and to our descendants. So here's the thing: what we don't really realize, the reason why we as Black people, when you see a Black person and they start speaking a different language, but they're not Black. They're Black. Their ancestors just went to Spain.
Right. They were dropped off at a different spot. Yes, exactly.
So the origin is Africa.
But Dominicans and Haitians as well.
We were all dropped off at a different spot.
Absolutely.
Yes. Just dropped off different places.
Yes. And so I'm very happy that Jamaica is stepping up loudly. They are making demands. They are putting, things in place. They're putting it in writing. That's what we all need to do. Now, we all know that Robert Johnson has been advocating for us to get reparations. And he felt like, what was it, $300,000 per person or something like that? Now, I know a lot of critics are saying, why would we just give them money? Why would we just do that? But here's the reason, because our ancestors, the people that you brought over from Africa, the things that you did to them continued on for hundreds of years in the form of being passed down from each generation to generation. When you are stripped of your religion, you're stripped of your language, you're stripped of your culture. What do you expect us to do? What do you expect us to do? Be walking around with an identity crisis.
Another thing is, don't you pay for the work that you receive? We built this country.
Absolutely.
We built this country. Exactly. So why wouldn't you pay? Why wouldn't you pay back child support or back labor? Why wouldn't you pay that? Because it happened. We literally built this country because you was too lazy to get out there in the field and pick the cotton, or too lazy to get out, or uneducated, or unskilled.
Say they was lazy or uneducated. I'm gonna say they were smart enough to know who to get the best. Okay, when you want it done right, get the best, but pay us though. Pay us for the good work that our ancestors did.
Absolutely.
Because it's just like if you want something done right, you're gonna call somebody who know how to do it.
Yeah.
But you gotta pay them.
Absolutely.
And you can't treat them like dirt. You can't treat
Absolutely.
them worse than an animal.
And they
or like
keep
a
doing
pet.
it.
And then you can't think that their descendants after them are not going to be damaged. There's irreparable damage that have been done to African Americans because we were stripped of everything. So I feel like this is a good step in the right direction for a whole country to be saying, look, we need you to pay us. We need you to pay.
Generational curses through all that. So.
And it's sad because a lot of our people feel like we're far removed from slavery.
Mhm.
But if you really go and learn and research what happened, all the things that happened during slavery, you're like, my God. It will make you angry all over again. And you'll be like, somebody do need to pay. Somebody has to pay. Then when you realize that the point that slave owners was given reparations for the loss of workers after slavery was ended. So y'all gave them reparations, but when we asked for it, oh, what we gonna get them money for? You saw the need then.
Wow.
You saw the need when they lost their free workers, but you don't see the need now when we are in a situation where most of our people are locked into poverty. Most of our people have a mindset of struggle. Most of our people cannot understand that they have a right to the American dream, just like everybody else. So I'm happy that they've done this. And then I would encourage us all to do some independent study, do some research, try to figure out how much you need. Because I'm just saying, put it on paper, baby. You never know. I'm going to need that $300,000. And y'all ain't got to worry about me no more after that. Give me that $300,000. I'm going to turn it to $300 million. Okay?
Right.
Trust me.
Right.
Because what we've been doing around here with pennies. Hello.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, we can really make. We'll never be broke again. I'm just saying, give me
Ever in life, okay?
My family will never want for nothing else again. I can take that and flip it and make it do what it is.
And besides that, we're still a part of this country. So say you were to give us the reparations, like your 300,000, you're gonna turn it to 300 million. It's a few Lisa Denaes out there. So as a part of this country, that's the only thing that we're doing is adding more value, even more value.
Right.
So why not help us help you?
Right. And they know we add value. That's the reason why, they're doing these little small things like Juneteenth, the holiday. Okay, thank you, good. Ain't necessarily what we was looking for on the menu, but we'll take it.
But they're giving us everything that what we're asking. They're like throwing bones and seeing if we'll accept it, like the Aunt Your Mama thing. We don't care what you put on a syrup bottle.
I'm gonna miss her. What y'all mean?
And they even proposed to change the wording when you're showing a house. Don't say the master bedroom.
I didn't know that.
They did, and I'm like, we didn't ask you for that. We just asked you to stop killing us.
I didn't think about it, but I'm with it. Okay, I'm with all these little remnants of slavery that we don't even know still plays games with your psyche. Just like the Masters tournament, the golf tournament, they should have been changed that because everybody know what that's about. The Masters,
even the nice neighborhoods, Plantation Oaks, and all.
Yes, you're so right.
To a plantation any day.
I did not see that until I had never seen that until I moved to Texas.
Yeah.
When I seen all these subdivisions with plantation in the title, I was like, what the heck?
But people think that's a high upper echelon.
Yes.
Oh, I live in plantation. Da 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 da. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, it's
on the plantation.
it's that mindset. It's definitely that mindset.
It's that mindset, and I think that we see it in every aspect of our culture. We just don't want to see it because we do see it when people talk about our names being funny. Oh, black people always add something extra because you took our language away from us. So we do have to make up something that fits the inside of us because Lisa don't fit the inside of me, never did. But what was I supposed to do? I was a kid. But I knew my name should be Shaniqua or some exotic
watermelon tria.
That's American. I need some African American. I'm just saying, it's a part of everything that we do. And so I'm happy that this is happening. And then, I saw a story this week about a black woman. I really want to say this one because I know we're running out of time, but I want you to think about this. There was a black woman who got to wear a wedding dress this past week in a bridal shop because when she got married in 1952, black women were not allowed in bridal shops. Do you understand how short ago that was? That was not hundreds of years ago. 1952, black women was not allowed in bridal shops. So you wonder why we got attitude. because it was passed down from all the generations that told, no, you're not good enough to come here. No, we don't like your kind here. No, you can't wear a white dress.
Oh, wow.
So all that was done to the previous generations, of course they passed that down to us unknowingly, sometimes unknowingly. But I think when people, especially people that are not Black, call us sensitive or say, oh, they make everything about race. Everything been about race. Since y'all came to Africa and got our people, it's always been about race. Y'all made it about race. So I just feel like now we need to rectify these things. And then the last thing I wanted to say is to the Black men. I'm going to need y'all to go a little easier on us Black women on social media. I don't know about y'all, but I see so much bashing of Black women. I just get tired of it sometimes. It's like you criticize our hair, you criticize our nails, you criticize our makeup, criticize our weight, you criticize our attitudes, you criticize everything about us. But at the same time, who put us in these positions to have so many identity crises? Yes, there's some people on social media, Black women, that I'm ashamed of. I'll be like, oh, sis, that ain't it. That ain't it. Cover that up. Oh, do something different. But you got to understand how we got here.
Right.
I've
been seeing a lot of bashing about lashes. A lot of bashing about lashes, about guys saying, "Oh, we don't care about that. We're not gonna stop talking. Oh, we don't like it or whatever." And then I've seen some pick me on us say the same thing, and they're these little pick me's. Oh, you're getting all these lashes for men, and they don't even want that. And one of them, she surprised me by being a pick-me-on because I know her better. And I was like, I don't get lashes for my husband. I get them for myself. I get it because I like how I look. And why is that self-hate? Why is it self-hate? Because I like lashes on my eyes. Why is it self-hate? Because I like blondish on my hair.
That's why I feel like we as Black women got to talk about this more. You got to hear from the horse's mouth. You can't listen to a Black man. He's not a Black woman.
Exactly.
We are the people who can tell you why we do what we do.
Right.
So hear from the horse's mouth. Because we like to change our hair to different colors. White women do it too. They not told that they hate themselves because they like to change their hair color, their eye color. They buy booties and buy breasts,
tan,
they buy lips, they tan, they buy everything. But when we do anything to enhance ourselves, it's like, oh, she hates herself, or she trying to be white. Y'all need to try to understand us. Ease up on the criticism is what I'm saying, because you don't understand what it's like to be a Black woman. Imagine being told you're not worthy to be in a bridal shop just because I'm Black.
Right.
And then, I mean, these are the type of things that our people have had to deal with. And then even Black women today, it's so crazy. I go to the Y every week to take my son to swimming classes. When I got braids, these same white women who always speak to me with an afro or straight hair, they see the braids and all of a sudden they become like, oh, I'm the same person. So what do braids mean? Like, I get judged for braids? I don't understand that. And I think that's what I wish our men would look into a little bit more. The things that we have to go through just being a person. Like, everything about what we do is critiqued and judged for some deeper meaning. When it really just means I felt like having braids. When it really just means I ain't feel like doing my hair every single morning. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Throwing on a wig.
Yes.
And then the wigs.
I want to match my outfit today.
Right.
I mean, whatever.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Even when they say, oh, women who wear wigs, they don't like their real. No. We like our hair more. That's why we protect it.
We don't like it go as soon as we step outside.
Yes. And we'll have 3 hours every morning.
Right.
To try to wash and blow dry and stuff.
And straighten for it to go outside.
I'm
To
a
go.
Gemini, so my mind, I got a split personality. So
Yeah.
I might want to be Lisa.
Right. Tomorrow I'm Bethany.
Yes.
I'm Tiffany the next day.
It's just,
Right.
Yes.
everyone's different.
Right. Because I'm Aisha right now.
Isha.
So, I mean, don't always think it's something deeper. Sometimes it's just a fashion statement.
Absolutely.
I hate when men be like, all these women with these lashes, they look a mess and they trying to get a man. No, somebody miseducated you.
Right.
Half the time, we don't care what y'all think.
Yeah.
Y'all don't care.
This with or without.
Yes. Y'all do not care
Whatever.
what we do. It's like my husband could care less whether I have lashes, hair. He don't care if I'm bald headed. He don't care about any of that.
Yeah.
Does not pay attention, and most men do not. So we're absolutely doing it for ourselves.
I can't hear you. You just say that.
Oh, you want to play the new thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, that's the only thing I wanted to say is that, ease up on us, because at the same time you see the Black men criticizing. You see all the non-black people in the comments, all the non-black women and non-black men co-signing. And it's like, come on now, we got enough to deal with. We don't need you on the other side tearing us down.
And let's let it go back to the mothers, because they're raising these men to do this. What we do is we tend to baby our boys more than we baby our girls. And we need to stop that. We need to stop that cycle. We need to start instilling self-respect in our ladies and teaching these young men to respect women.
Well, we have to teach these young men that women are the only reason why you are even here. Women is the only reason why you exist. So you have to know where the power is. I'm just saying, you don't treat a person of power like a regular person. And that's where I feel like, so again, a whole nother show. That's why I feel like black women have to understand you are not a regular degular. You are a queen, you're a goddess, not a regular person. You bring life into this world. A life actually grows inside your body. That's huge.
Absolutely.
And you bring that life forth. So we have to stop allowing people to treat us like we just regular old run of the mill. No, baby. I'm a life giver. I'm a life bringer. Not just physically, but spiritually and emotionally. So we already know we can kill with our words, but let's try to build with our words from here on out, women and men. But definitely our black men, y'all cut us some slack. Holler at your girl if you got a problem.
You don't want no zero problems, big fella.
Absolutely. So before we go, you got anything, Lisa the Boss Lady?
No, I just want to, definitely add to that. Just let's just start bringing life into each other versus tearing each other down all the time.
Absolutely. And now we are out of time, you guys. I'm so sorry. We do have another show coming up. Stay right there on stunnerradio.com. Black Coffee with a Side of Tea is coming up next. And I want to give a shout out to Lisa the Boss Lady and Melissa Collins. Travel Talk Tuesday is on every Tuesday now at 7:00 p.m. Check it out on stunnerradio.com. We got to go, you guys. We'll see you next week. Bye.
You are now in the presence of a real one. You are now in the presence of a real one. You are now in the presence of a real one. A real one. A real one. A real one.
Catch my smoke, smoke. Catch my smoke, smoke. Catch my smoke. I hope you don't choke. You're looking crazy 'cause you thought it was a joke.
Hey, it's your girl, Lisa Denae, and I want to tell you about an amazing event that I just found out about. It's called a business fair. Are you tired of going to job fairs when you know you really want to be your own boss? Maybe you just don't know where to start. Well, this business fair, presented by Flat Fee Tax Prep and Services, is just for you. If you're in the Houston and surrounding areas, come and learn all about the many business opportunities available to you. For more information and rates, call 281-661-3975 or visit www.flatfeecreditandtax.com. And don't forget to mention that your girl Lisa Denae and Stunner Radio sent you.